Okay, it's me again. I can't tell you the times. I can't tell you how many times that I've heard so many stories of guys coming back from prison. They may have been out 6 months, a year. I've heard thousands of them. And I say thousands, you have to remember that I stayed in prison straight 28 and a half years. Got out May 21st of 2005. And it's now, as I speak, March 29th, 2011. Not quite 6 years, almost. May will be the first 6 years I've had stable in my whole life that I can recall. But some of the stories that I've heard when I was in prison, of guys coming back and saying, Tip, man, I blew it. I lost my family. My girlfriend left me. I lost my job. I got strung out on that crack. Lost my whole business. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't do it no more. I've heard one thing after another. I did another stretch of time before that, 28 and a half years. Did a 2-year sentence. When I came back from Vietnam, I was kind of ticked off at society because the Vietnam vet didn't get a lot of respect back in '72. So when I come back from Vietnam, I said to heck with it. I was mad, angry, and I decided to go AWOL, which turned into a desertion. I stayed on the run for a year before I turned myself in. Luckily, by the grace of God, I still got a general discharge under honorable conditions because what happened was after Vietnam, not before. But I don't blame Vietnam, number one, because the problem was there long before Vietnam. But getting back to prison, after a while, I got to a point where I didn't have any sympathy for anybody when they was coming back. Guys that did 6 months, guys that did 2 years, guys that did 5 years, guys that did 10 years. They were smarter. They knew. They picked up the ropes. They learned. They learned from us old heads like me when I was still running poker games and loaning money, loan sharking, and had that reputation because I had 3 stabbings under my belt. And I wasn't even the shark. I was just a minnow who learned to live and swim in shark-infested waters. And I had to survive, as many people have to survive. So you think you're smarter? I've seen guys from what many would call from across the tracks, white trash, whatever the terms are, no education in prison. I've seen the college professors who blew it all because of jealousy and killed their wife. I've seen judges, cops. I've seen them all. And they were all smart. But you gotta remember, the prisons are full of smart people. And you can't beat the system. And we have laws for reasons. I learned the hard way. There has to be laws. There has to be. Without laws, we would have total chaos. The problem sometimes, yes, is authorities. We don't always trust authority figures. And yes, sometimes they have to bear the responsibility of not conducting themselves right. But you also have to understand their anger and their frustrations of dealing with people who think they're smarter. You have to understand that. because we're not smarter. You're going to waste your whole life thinking you're smarter. Next time you get out, you get caught up in that cycle, you'll think you're smarter. But it's got to stop. You got to stop being the problem. I don't care what you're doing. You got to stop being the problem. I don't care who you are and how much you've cleaned your act up. You got to stop being the problem. You're not smarter. Us human beings as a race, are we smarter? Look at history. Are we smart? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we've got more technology and yeah, we've done a lot of things. But look around you, open your eyes. Look how we treat people. Bullies, they're not smarter. They're just scared kids. I don't like bullies, but I've been bullied. But either way, you know, are we smarter? Are we doing the right thing? It's your life. It's not about anybody else, it's about your life. And there is judgment in life. Whether you see it in this life or in the next, there is judgment. And if there's not, then that word judgment means nothing. If there's no justice, if we believe in that word, then if there's no judgment, justice means nothing. The same thing with God's mercy and freedom and all that. But don't think you're smarter. Don't end up like a guy like me who's wasted his entire life for whatever reasons, not blaming nobody. I could have got help. But don't waste your life and throw it all away. Because this is your one chance. And I'm not impressed with the young generation. There's some good things that I see. But I see so many people falling back in the same traps that I fell into before I was 13 years old. Don't do it. There's a better answer. Don't believe me if you don't want to, that's fine. I didn't listen to anybody, I understand. But it's your life, buddy. Wherever you are, it's your life. Don't waste it. Be a solution, not a problem. Thank you and God bless.